finding out what people feel about happiness. We interviewed a lot of people. We wanted to find out what people's views and their philosophy of happiness were. Everybody seems to have a different idea. But one guy told me happiness is a warm brownie. And someone else told me they didn't believe in happiness at all, that it was a fake word, that it didn't mean anything. We chose Cecilia's story because she is a very optimistic person. She's able to stay upbeat through some really difficult times. She had a lot of things happen during the years around 2007 to about 2010 when she had to close her shop. And she was able to stay upbeat and really turn her life around because she was so optimistic.
I just set up a small office at my home, which I have a separate building away from my house. I have a little office, have my inventory, some of my inventory, and now I'm working doing that online and by appointment, and it's starting to pick up, and less stress, less overhead, and I'm actually enjoying my business a lot more now.
Lately, for some reason, I've been waking up just very happy, and I'll lay in bed and I've been kind of just happy, and I just feel joy, and I'll look around and I feel happy, you know what I mean? And so I think it's just something inside me right now that I really can see that I have happiness. I mean things are difficult for me because of my business and financially and stuff.
Why did you move out of your business?
The economy.
What happened?
Well, started probably about 3 years ago. I noticed that sales were going down, housing wasn't as productive as it was, and it really started to impact my business.
When are you the most happy?
Just waking up in the morning makes me happy.
Well, Cecilia is really what the Happiness Chronicles is all about, because in spite of all of her hardship, all the hardship that she faced, illness, divorce, having to close down her shop, she was able to remain quite positive and hopeful until she was able to feel happy again. Mostly it's because she stays physically healthy and eats well and takes care of herself.
And I do take care of myself, but I do think that yes, I think I do look a little younger than I am because I am happy.
Do you believe that happiness is a choice?
Yes. I think optimism. So I really have been working very diligently on remembering that happiness is in here. I can access my happiness. And although things happen that are sad or are devastating, it's not the end of the world.
We're going to my shop right now, the new one that I have. It's just a small little space, and you'll see it. It's cute. It's rugged and rusted. Okay, come on. The small business is incredible because my orders are on this BlackBerry. So I can come and get my orders here. I can respond. And then I feel like I'm always in business because I don't have to be there to answer phones constantly. So I have a business no matter what. So this, I rent from a place called Modulus, and they're builders. They do a lot of green and stuff, fabricate stuff. And so they were kind enough to rent this small space to me, which I like. And it's kind of dirty right now. But I've met, hey Luke, I've met customers here, and so I do work here. And so this is my garage. a lot of different houses and cabins and all over the United States, this area. Happiness is a state of mind.
It's a state of mind.
Just a state of mind.
What, can you explain that a little bit?
I think it's a feeling. Sometimes it's a fleeting feeling where you feel extreme happiness over maybe flowers, or a clean house, or putting things in Tupperware and organizing them. That's happiness. Or just being content and just feeling good, and that's happiness. I feel happy pretty regularly. I feel happy most of the time. Lately, what really makes me happy is gratitude. I've been really practicing just being grateful. So every day I wake up and I'm happy because I'm healthy. I'm grateful about that. I have a 19-year-old son, and I'm happy he's finished his first year in college and he's having a good time, and I'm grateful for him. And he hasn't done anything too crazy that has made me unhappy. So I'm just grateful. That makes me happy.
What do you feel makes a happy life in general? What would make up a happy life?
I think being grateful. Just, waking up every day and just realizing that you have everything you need at that moment. And I think I learned that lesson really well the last 3 years. And so I really look at it and I'm like, today I have everything I need. I have a nice home, I'm healthy, my phone's ringing a little bit, and so just being grateful. I think that I feel happy, but I also allow myself to not be happy. Like if I'm having a really rough day, or I'm feeling sad, or I'm angry, or I know that those feelings are okay. It doesn't take away that I'm not a happy person, but right now I'm just not happy at this moment. I'm mad or sad. It's
so you
okay.
use it as a contrast.
Yes. I don't always strive to say I have to be happy, and being sad or mad is not good. So I think they're all feelings that we have, but I think for me, I know that happiness is always there.
So how does happiness work for you?
I think that when you have a sense of happiness, you can appreciate things. Maybe things aren't the way you would like them right now, but if you can just appreciate what's around you, or maybe you're just sitting outside enjoying a beautiful day, and that's enough. And so that's how I feel about that.
Cecilia, what was the emotional environment of your household when you were growing up?
I grew up in I grew up with a mother who had a lot of optimism and lots of faith, and she was a very, very forgiving person. And my father was a heroin addict and very violent, and they divorced when I was probably in the 3rd grade. I think I was 8 years old, and we were so happy. But he'd also gone to prison and stuff, but he didn't realize they were divorced, and he would still come over and try to rule the roost. But I think the part that, that was really difficult, and it was hard, but I think my mother was so loving and so kind and so solid that she always taught us about forgiveness. And no matter who my father was, she would never say horrible things about him, or would never put us in a position and like try to make us go asking for money or blame or whatever. She just took care of us. So I would say that it was hard in many cases, but it was also fine because we had that love. I mean, she was fantastic. She died 18 years ago. She was 53 years old when she passed away, and I would say it was probably from her life stress and stuff. But I would say I look back and I could remember really nice, wonderful memories of growing up, and tough times as well. But I think for me, that's over. It's over. So I mean, I'm 48 years old. I would feel ridiculous if I was blaming my parents or my childhood situation on my life right now. I just, for myself, this is only speaking for myself, it's not comfortable because it's over. It doesn't even exist anymore. And so that's kind of how I handle my life. It's like, what's happening with me today? And I find that that's more powerful than, you know, thinking about the past or thinking about why does this happen to me, or, you know, because things always get, you know, they're okay. Things get tough and then they get better, so it's fine. So now I'm taking you to where Dime Store Cowboys used to be, and when I started working here, this place here called Los Chileros, this building here to the right, used to be a sanitary tortilla factory, which was really, really popular. And people, everybody would come eat here, all the downtown people, all the political people would come. And it was really fun, and the people that owned it were just, you know, they were great, and the food was good, and it was a destination point. And so I had this building here, now it's a Fast Signs, but 6,000 square feet. So I had my forge and everything way in the back, and then the rest of it was all showroom. And so we would have, that place was packed, and I would have, we had doors from Mexico, tons of hardware.
So Cecilia, if you didn't think you were going to be happy in this lifetime, if you thought you were going to have an unhappy life or be miserable, would you choose to stay anyway, even though your life might not be happy?
Yes, I would stay. I would stay, number one, because I'm very optimistic, and I think that things do pass. And somebody might come into my life who has happiness, and I would recognize it, and I'm like, oh, there it is. And I think no matter what, we can all access happiness. I think we could all walk into the light. We don't have to be. We don't have to stay in the dark. And I think through my whole life, I know that I've had very dark moments, but they passed. And I think a lot of times my choice was just go to the light. I can do it. And so I don't think that's possible, that you would never have that feeling again.
That you could never attain happiness?
That you could, I think if you even experienced a hint of it, you could somehow access it.
Good. Okay, cut.